Hello, my name is Brian, this is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Malia here in Year 3, the mid-year update. Moving on from the Club Info screen, we'll move to our beloved Club Vision screen, and it's pretty much what you'd grown to expect from this save. They're disappointed that we haven't signed players under the age of 23 for the first team. They're happy with how we play soccer. We are working within the payroll budget, barely now, thanks to successfully loading out Al-Watani. We haven't signed any players over the age of 33, and we haven't bought really any players, so we haven't had to sell any. We are doing better than fighting bravely against relegation. We did make the second round of the Copa del Rey, that we lost in the second round, and we are repairing the club's financial damage. In fact, we're doing pretty well on that front. No, don't drag that around. Let's go to the finances screen. As you can see, since we moved up into La Liga SmartBank, we have been on a steady climb upwards. Basically, every month we make somewhere between 155 and 277k. So it's slowly digging us out of the roughly $2 million deficit, $2.5 million deficit we had. It's certainly not a fast process, but it is a steady one, and so that's a significant positive. Yep, just a huge amount more income, especially that TV revenue. Hopefully we start to see our main kit sponsor is up at the end of the year, so hopefully we see a big jump in value from that. Maybe we'll pick up a new general sponsor, some other type of sponsorships. In general, just all the projections are looking good on terms of salary. How are we doing on the pitch? As you saw, we're doing better than fighting bravely against relegation, and the answer is we're currently in the promotion playoff. We're a bit behind the two top teams who are in the automatic promotion spots, but we were in the spot last year, and we managed to track down Hercules Alicante. So maybe there's a chance we can hunt down Malaga or Real Valladolid. Typically the double L is a Y sound, but that's not really working for me there. Anyways, the Copa del Rey, we faced a very easy team in the first round, fourth tier team, and beat them pretty easily. And then, unfortunately, in the second round, we faced Real Oviedo, who is in 8th right now. I believe it was a road game, and they just outclassed us the whole way. But we are on a massive non-losing streak. Other than that, it's been a lot of draws, admittedly. We lost that opener to Cartagena, and we lost to Cadiz in our next game. But then we turned around with wins over Girona, Real Vallecano, Huesca, Leganes. We lost to Eibar, and that takes us to the current streak. Winning against Ponferradina and Deportivo, for drawing with Las Palmas and Malaga, wins over Ibiza and Barcelona B, draws against Numancia, which they're a bad team, so that felt bad. Lugo, Burgos, a win over Extremadura, draws against Real Madrid B and Real Oviedo, who would eventually lose to in the Copa del Rey. Draw with Real Valladolid. I'm just going to have a whole time pronounce that name. Hopefully we don't see him anymore. Cartagena, we just beat them 4-1. Pretty dominant performance. The formation is good. The modified, tweaked formation we're playing with a dual... excuse me. The typical formation we're playing here is pretty good with the dual wingers, double center mids on attack. Again, I want to hit the 5 spots that are around a typical 4 at the back defense, and I want attacking players at the 3 gaps in the middle. So this does that. It's just all right. We're starting Kamara. He got upset that he wasn't playing as many games as he should. He'd been fighting off injury, so that kept him out, but he's also just, in terms of star rating, not as good as Paul Balleste. So we're giving him games, but hopefully just enough that we can get pulled back in there once we've given that. We are also losing El Badurui here at the end of the year. He was just on a 1-year contract, and since we are now in January, he's already arranged for a transfer to, I believe, a Turkish side come the next year. We have re-signed some players on our squad. We actually have a large number of players who are expiring this year. We have a bunch of Felonies right there who or trialists, excuse me, that we're trying to figure out who we want. So, right now, okay, those are all the expiring 2024 is Balde, who is our current right back. The backup right back. Ledebuli is the starter. He's much better, but obviously leaving. Balde is fine. He's got good physicals. But that's basically it. He's also 30. We'd love to upgrade at right back. Husseini at left back. I think he's better than his star rating. His star rating is 3 stars, which is equal of Balde, and I'd gladly have Husseini over Balde. Abduli's moving on. Parla, who's our third string center back. He's 31. I don't think I'll be bringing him back. Injuin here, 28-year-old in the middle. Lots of down arrows. He's mostly been off the bench. Awana here is, with the terrible non-accurate picture, is 33. He's still got the pace that I'd bring him back another year. Obviously, he was already looking to move into coaching, so I don't know if he'll do it. But he's still a bad coach. But he's still one of our U19 coach. So if he'll accept another U19 coach / player contract, we'll give it to him. So we're losing a bit of our back end. We will also lose Ruben Del Campo, who doesn't has played the two cup games for us because those are the only things he's been eligible for. And we'll have to figure out who's coming back from Barcelona, as well as if Aaron Gomez. Probably not. He's been okay, but mostly a bench player from us on loan from Rennes. So in terms of who's coming back, it'll be Mortala Gay, who's a rotational winger, Kamara and goal, along with Bayeste and goal, Sanyang, a left winger, Jorginho, a right winger, Zelalem and Gonzalez center mids, Riyad at center back, and Iker Hernandez as striker. So that's what the team's looking like next year already. So we'll have to remodel the back of the team, in particular the back four. Maybe I'd like to sign Husseini, even as just a backup, but other than that, I think I'm fine with letting the players we have go. We have a game against Elche here in 18th. It's a home game for us, so hopefully you get to see us win. Tackle harder, sure. Here against the team in 18th. We're a better team. We should impose our will upon them. Husseini, Riyad, Owona, El Badouli on the back, Kamara in the net this time, Angong, Gonzalez, Zelalem as the midfield triangle, Sanyang and Jorginho at wingers, and Hernandez up top. Pretty much what we've been doing all year, other than the substitution of Kamara and Bayeste in goal. We had done a little rotation, hence why there were a couple other spots that had been changed since last game, if you had sharp eyes there. Looks like we'll be in our blues today. I'm saying this game looks better attended than most of ours. That is one thing that has been disappointing. We have a 10,000... Well, besides that pass from Angong, that was definitely disappointing. But we have a 10,000 seat stadium that we don't get remotely close to filling. We're in the second tier of Spanish soccer, and we're still just drawing like 3,300 people a game on average. It's not good. There we go. Abdullah cuts it out. I make a good header to keep it down here. Ugh. Why did I have to say positive things about, we'll get to show you a win? No. The computer's blaming Riyadh for a missed header. Very lucky for Fairhat to get that header to keep it down here. Yeah, Riyadh did just miss a header. But I'd like to see Husseini mark that man better. He's kind of just drifting in the far box. Got to be doing something. Mark someone. Well, hopefully we can turn around and get that back and don't break our non-loss streak. Franquesa back to Rasmussen. Intercepted by Jorginho. Played up to Fernandez. Played over to Sanyang. Hernandez passes up to Jorginho. And under the diving keeper, 16th minute, Jorginho with his second goal of the year ties it up. Jorginho and Sanyang have both struggled at points. They're both probably the two weakest players on the pitch in terms of rating, and have both had games where they've had very, very poor ratings. Now, obviously, with Jorginho scoring a goal here, his rating is going to be very solid. Sanyang has also scored, I think, about 7 so far this year, so he's mostly turned it around. But at the beginning of the year, he posted a couple of ratings at 6.1, 6.0, even like 2 in the 5s. And, I wasn't really sure why, because I wasn't seeing horrible things from my clips, but he just must have been doing nothing productive. Oh, I would have liked to see El Badouli go near post as opposed to far post there, but I like the shot attempt. Looks like we've got an injury from Gideon Zelalem. Bruised ankle. I'm not sure why it wants me to bring in Ndaya there. He's a defensive back, and Zelalem is playing center mid. The obvious answer here is Lionel Nguyen. Burr will initiate. Guti Luis. Burr up to Furhat, the guy with the goal so far. LLUI? What is that dude's last name? I has a diacritic mark on it. Balls up to Alamo, who blasts it over the net. No fans from El Hay are here today. Not exactly shocking, given we're on the African continent. It's a bit of a travel for road teams. Chatty Riyadh off of the corner heads it over the net. Sanyang looks like he's gassing out first of everyone. So we'll probably bring in Mortala Gay to take his spot in the 65th, 70th, something like that. We've actually been losing the possession battle, but we've definitely been winning the shots battle, so it looks like they're just kind of kicking about in their backfield and not doing anything progressive with the ball. Franquesa headed to Ruiz, back to Rasmussen. Our base scouting now extends to Western Europe, so I've been enjoying the opportunity to go through all of France and all of Spain and highlight and scout the young African and African-descended players available, that none of them who want to come to my low reputation team. Again, hopefully that'll improve this year, but we start down so low that it'll take a while for that to get to where I think it quote-unquote should be. Also up to Sanyang, can't beat to the end of the line, plays it back to Husseini into Angong. Angong versus field up to El Badouli, up to Jorginho. He doesn't like an opening, but plays it to El Badouli, finds Jorginho now on a run out. End lines crossed. Gonzalez okay on the volley, but not good enough. Give it another couple minutes. Nothing changes. I'll give the boys an encouraging shout. Who doesn't love an encouraging shout? Mascarell up to Alamo. Antonin finds himself between our two center backs and our defensive midfielder. And rightfully can do nothing with it other than smack it goalwards, not terribly effectively. And Nguyen will take this one. Finds Owona, third goal of the year for Lucian Owona. That beautiful header on the corner. Gotta love it when you can just get quote-unquote free goals like that. It's big. Well, no encouraging the boys now. They just get salty if they get encouraged at this point. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's the breaks. We will definitely be... I'm going to pause here to go ahead and make the gay for Anyang sweep. Fails on the dispossession. Good thing the defender got in the way there. Blocked the shot from Guff. But they will get a corner out of it. And we will think about who our final substitution should be. Keeping an eye on who's tiring the most. It might be Gonzalez or Hernandez. But with a goal lead, I'm thinking I would rather make the switch in the middle of the pitch, not up top. Hernandez can mostly just kind of sit up top and play as a target man, to some extent just be a pressure outlet. We don't need him getting back in. We would much prefer Gomez coming in and actually having fresh legs to chase people up and down the pitch. That was a bit of lazy play there. Ball went through what should have been, quote-unquote, his man, and just kind of watched it happen. We're going to move back to a defensive play style here in the 88th minute. Missed header, but they don't do anything productive with it. Ball is out to Hernandez. He should definitely, hopefully, just take some time, dribble with it. Yep. Put back to Jorginho. Put back to El Badouli. Perfect. A bit of a pass about there. El Badouli looking for an opportunity, but no, just the sideline. Then back to Ngong to Gomez. Back to Ngong. Gomez looks for Jorginho. Can't find him. Ball's cleared, but Owona comes away with it, thankfully. Ngong does get up to Jorginho. Finds El Badouli. Finds streaking Hernandez. Not quite. Ball is deflected, but played away, and Husseini is the first one there. Husseini into Reed. Again, we'll just make some micro defensive changes, slow down the tempo. Tell him yes, please, on the time wasting. Just take it to the corner and play defensively. 92 and 14 seconds here on +3 on the clock. Cross goes straight to Husseini. Unfortunately, you can't really control it. Just knocks it away to Luis. Yees. Not sure. Burr sends it in. Kamara pretty easily makes the catch. Should just definitely sit on this for the extent of time possible. Nice. I like the rollout to Riyadh there. Again, let's just play it out of the defense. Make them pressure us. Don't just bomb it down the pitch until you feel you have to, I suppose. Ruiz does get it there. Rasmussen on a run. And the official makes the call for full time. And we are victorious 2-1. A couple of yellow cards, but more importantly, more goals. Inspired the boys a bit. I've tried to get my coaching certificates. Largely been rejected. Maybe now, if I asked again. So we're 1 point back of Real V and 4 points back of Malaga, though we've played an extra game because for whatever reason this game was a bit earlier than the slate of games for this weekend. I'm not looking to make any moves this window. I'm reasonably happy with the team we have. And so it'll just be a matter of taking them to the end of the year. If something crazy does happen, we are in Spain, so everyone does have a mandatory release clause. So if someone wants to get crazy and come in and offer a whole lot of money for Iker Hernandez or something, we can't say anything about it. Memphis Depay has just signed with PSG from Barcelona, which is, a thing. Depay is of African heritage, so he is someone we, had no real ability to bring in or anything, but we're keeping a loose eye on him, especially when he was with Barcelona, given our connection to them. But yeah, at PSG, just not gonna happen. This is kind of the loop on scouting. click player who is a non-African flag, check their information, see if they don't have African second heritage, and hit the no interest in this player button if they don't have African heritage. Most of the players out of Brazil and Argentina do not have a second nationality. This is a bit of interesting, obviously there's a huge history of people of African descent in South America, but most of them seem to be from the unfortunate legacy of slavery, and so the clean traces to current day countries aren't really there. In North America, you can find a fair amount more connections to modern day Africa, just because of the African diaspora from the continent to North America as a place to live and prosper, which unfortunately Brazil isn't necessarily viewed as an equal in that regard, or Argentina. So, hey, that's the middle of the year update. 22 games in, 21 was exactly the first half of the year. We're well positioned to make a run up to La Liga, whether it be catching one of the top two teams for automatic promotion or potentially winning the spot out of the playoff. I'm not sure, but I think we'll definitely be in contention. And we will certainly meet the board expectation of fighting bravely against relegation. I am very happy. It's been a couple days longer than usual. Just been busy with other things, and there's just been more games than usual to record or to go through. So that's why it's been maybe an extra day or two longer than you usually would. So we'll see how fast I can get on the next video. I would love to hear from you. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment, to get in touch with me if you have anything you want to say about this series or otherwise. I would love to converse with you. Other than that, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.